Thanks. What I'm looking for here is we disposed of the ferry terminal last June, and I'm glad I voted against it then. To answer Councillor Callahan, I'm not trying to pretend, there wasn't debate and discussion at the time. There was significant debate and discussion, and what I brought to that was that I was concerned at the time, as I put in a motion at the time, that we only received some of the documents at 12:45 on the day of the meeting. Since then, I've become more worried about this project because of everything we said earlier on. And I looked back, and Councillor Quinn brought to my attention one of the side letters that was in the document dump, as all I can explain it, that arrived at 12:45. And the only reason we got it was because myself, Councillor Quinn and Councillor Lewis were asking and asking and asking, can we see the full set of documents? We get them at 12:45, and in one of the side documents, there's a letter in the side, a side letter, and it says, the landlord hereby undertakes to use its best endeavours to secure an extension or renewal of the foreshore lease. Now, I have no problem with that happening. I do have a problem with the fact that I didn't know about that because I did not have the time to go through all of these documents in the 4 hours that was given to us. And looking at the Section 183 legislation, it does say quite clearly that councillors have to be in receipt of any covenants, conditions or agreements to have effect in connection with the disposal. So I'm looking for a report from the law agent that will see if Section 183 was properly constituted at the time. We do have an obligation to support businesses, as everybody's saying. We have obligations to support the citizens. We have obligations to protect public space. We have obligations to ensure there's transparency in everything we do. And we have an obligation to the people who elected us to make sure that things like this, that there are not mistakes made, that there are not things being done without minutes and notes. And, with all due respect to the executive, I worked in Dublin City Council. We weren't allowed to sneeze without taking minutes of it. And as a lowly clerical officer, I was sent into meetings. I'm not expecting Helena to take all the minutes at meetings herself, but I know that minutes were taken extensively of any meeting that happened, and especially if it's in relation to a formal disposal of land. So I do find that hard to believe. I would like to see, I think that when you write a lease and there's an extension or a delay in times, it's just hard for me to understand how that wasn't then put in an email or put in notes that this has now been extended, and why we weren't told when there were 3 chances last autumn in October, November and December, when I asked straightforwardly at the area committees what's happening, and I was informed of none of this. So I have a real problem with this, and I'm not trying to revise history or anything. I think I would like to see a report from the law agent in this regard, because I would like the people out there to know that what was done here to dispose of that building, to basically, essentially, take a whole section of the harbour out of what are plans for the future of the harbour. I'm worried about it, I'm concerned about it, and I'd like to see a report at next meeting. So I hope people will support this. It's a very simple, straightforward motion. Thanks.
Thank you, Councillor Halpin.